Oh, there we go. Good morning, guys. It's me, Brandalene Johnson, and my internet's acting a little bit weird. So let's see. Your broadcast has been paused. Let's see if Facebook is going to let me go live on there or not. But I'm going to just keep talking because, so today I want to talk to you guys about your DNA activation. I had some questions inside our Facebook community, your spiritual awakening community, on Facebook. I don't know why I'm not being able to be live there. So I'll have to come back. Well, maybe I'll just keep talking. If you guys could see me on Facebook, give me a holler. If you can't, tell me that you're not being able to connect, and I will have to just share my YouTube video there later. So I'm also here over on YouTube, Spiritual Awakening Babe channel, and I'm having my coffee. I'm like super slow, relaxing this morning. And just thinking about some of the questions that you guys have asked me. So before I dive into about your DNA activation, I do have a couple questions for you guys. Are you tuning in regularly to my lives in the Facebook community? Are you sad that I haven't been going live as often? Or do you prefer to have something more like a 5-minute live here and there? Let me know like what it is that you're craving from me, and we can definitely redo that. I noticed that the algorithm on Facebook has been a real asshole, and it's not even letting me really be live here for on Facebook. Let's see. Stop. But I see I still have viewers there, so I'm going to keep talking. So I had one of my previous students from the Awaken program talk about, hey, Spirit seems to be telling me that they're upgrading me, and is this true? Or how do I work with Spirit in order to be upgraded? She said she felt like they were telling her that our bodies are going to change, that the way our bodies work is going to change. And I told her, well, obviously you've already been speaking with Spirit, right? So every time we have one of these portals, every time that you dive into your meditation practice, every time you really, really connect with Spirit, you are literally getting like this adjustment. Here's the deal. You guys have free will. Do you want your DNA updated, activated, right? Do you want that? And if so, then you need to intentionally ask, right? Because we have free will. The Facebook thing's driving me crazy, so I'm going to have to turn it off. I don't know. Facebook's just being a real jerk lately, right? So you guys need to realize that you have free will. So you need to be able to ask. As soon as you ask, Archangel Michael, Raphael, the whole freaking entourage of angels and beings of light will be there to help adjust your DNA. But every time you work closer with Spirit, more and more of you becomes active. This is why I'm so freaking passionate about my Awaken program, because it actually helps you dive in, be able to communicate, be able to see, hear, feel, and know Spirit, so that you can work with them, so that you could become who you are meant to be, who you signed up to be on this planet, right? So she was asking about that. Now I want to let you know, like, everything that you need is already inside you, right? It's just, if you think about your DNA strands as being like, sorry, my phone's flashing, as being, like fiber optics. And what are fiber optics? Some of you guys maybe don't know. It's just really, really thin strands. Like if you just imagine this crystal tree, and it has all these tiny little wires, right? So imagine your DNA strands being these tiny, tiny little wires, and everything is energy, and everything in energy is what? Energy is information, right? So when your DNA gets activated, you have access to more information, right? I was telling my Awaken students last night, you only know what you know because you have consumed it, right? You only know what you know because you have become aware of it. So if you don't have the ability, right? So say, for example, you can't hear. You're not going to experience the same experience as someone that can hear. You're probably going to experience it in a different way, right? Because people that can't hear usually have heightened senses in other areas. But when we're talking about your DNA, you're not going to be able to access the information that somebody that has their DNA activated can. So that's why there's so many people out there that are calling themselves DNA activators. I don't know their modality, so I can't speak too much on that. But what it's doing is it's just, you are this frequency, right? You are this channel of this electronic being. What it's doing is it's stimulating part of you, part of the inside of you that knows all knowledge, right? I'm sure many of you guys have seen documentaries where they're saying we only use like a certain percentage of our brain. It's because we're only using a percentage of our actual beingness, right? So one of the things that you can do, and oh, I'm so excited Steven's talking to me. One of the things that you can do to activate your DNA is to start getting into a meditation practice so that you can become aware of what's happening between your thoughts, right? What happens between your thoughts is freaking magic. The more time that you could spend there, the more you're going to get activated, because you're not here, you're nowhere, you're no when, and you're no who, right? So you're not yourself, you're not in a time zone, right? And you're nowhere, because you get in the zone, the spirit zone, right? Also, do you guys like my robe and my cute little shirt? It says, "You're a friggin' happy-go-lucky ray of sunshine." My girlfriend got it for me for Christmas a year ago. But anyway, when you spend time in that, it's going to stimulate a part of you. It's going to stimulate your DNA. Like Stephen is saying, I started getting my psychic abilities 3 years ago, and I've started to get mediumship, clairaudience. Why does the psychic abilities and my mediumship come and go? I get frustrated with it. Why does it come and go? I love your question. Sorry, my nose is leaking. It comes and goes because you probably haven't developed it enough. It's just like, for example, strength training, right? So if you go and you're like, I lifted up this heavy thing and your arms are shaking, and then you try to lift it up again and you can't, right? So the more you exercise it, the stronger you're going to get, and the more it's going to be readily available for you. This is what I do in the Awaken program, is help you embrace it, embody it, understand how it works, and strengthen it so that it's always there for you. Literally, we could just go like this, have dead people step in. We could go like this, get quiet for a second, look around, deliver messages from angels. It's that easy once you are that connected and that strengthened. So those of you guys that want to know more information about that, check out my website, spiritualawakeningbabe.com. But one of my students from the Awaken program, she ended up, really with these heightened abilities. And so the spirit is telling her about her DNA. She wanted me to come talk about it a little bit. And I have a couple other series that I want to talk about, because I want to talk to you guys about, there's more than one awakening, right? And so I need to do another video on that. You guys go ahead and give my channel a follow if you're catching this and you're not a follower yet. Spiritual Awakening Babe on YouTube, and our community is Your Spiritual Awakening Community on Facebook. That's where you can chat and hang out with all the other people. And then also, if you are in Clubhouse, I am on there as Brandaline Johnson. That's my first name, Brandaline Johnson. You guys could search for me and friend request me and get connected with me on any of these platforms. Just Google me. I'll just Google me for now, right? Or the like. So I'm sending you guys so much love. I hope this helps you. When you get still enough, when you spend time in the stillness, you're automatically getting an upgrade, whether you know it or not. But the more you can allow yourself to be still, the more you're going to start feeling yourself. You literally could get still, and you're setting your intention too, right? And you could feel your chakras spinning. You could get still. You could feel your liver working. You can get still. You could feel your DNA strands coming. You can feel, I don't know how many of you guys get the spinning, the pendulum spinning when you get deep into meditation. That's them like activating you. You're getting in the frequency. Everything is a frequency. So you tapping into that frequency, just like Reiki, like how many of you guys are Reiki attuned, right? As soon as you get introduced and you have your Reiki attunement, you then can channel that energy through you. So too goes this DNA activation. As soon as you become familiar or you become aware of it and allow it to start working, you're going to become more aware of it, and it'll never go away, right? there's a saying about that. Like once you become aware of something, everything changes. The whole world changes. Same thing with a problem, a limiting belief, right? If all of a sudden you realize you had this limiting belief from your parents and you're like, oh my God, like you blew my mind. Now you will always be aware of that. So same thing here. If you guys have questions, leave them in the comments. I super love to come and talk to you guys about this. I'm an expert in the spiritual awakening. Been doing this for years and years, and it's never gets old. It's the most exciting thing, something that can never get boring, right? Speaking to invisible people and teaching other people how to activate it. And it's so important right now. So important right now, because again, as the beginning of this video where I said, you're only aware of things because you've consumed it, right? Or you only know things because you've become aware of it. If you're just sitting out in the freaking woods, growing up with the wolves, that's all you would know, right? But when you start tapping into spirit, you're allowed, it allows you to start receiving the truth, right? To starting to receive the truth, not what somebody wants you to consume. So sending you all love. I hope you have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.